Want to know what all the hype is about these vertical arm frames, and is the Skyline Rampage going to be better than the Talon? Well, stay tuned because we're going to find out. G'day, Stu here from UAVfutures, and today, well, a big one. Finally, we're going to take it out and we're going to rip it around with the Skyline Rampage. Now, this is the part 2 review. If you haven't seen part 1, go and watch this video up here after watching this video. But the reason this one's exciting is because a lot of people said, Stuart, can you please review the Skyline Rampage? We did. We put it on the bench. And the reason people wanted to see it was because after we reviewed the Talon, which is the best frame that I have ever flown. I absolutely love how it feels in the air. And that bad boy's got vertical arms. So we're going to be finding out what is all the hype about vertical arms like. We're going to be taking it out, ripping it around. We'll see just how fast this thing can go. We'll hit it with Speed Gun Sally. I'll show you guys some DVR, and we'll also hand it over to Grumpy Trev. Now, enough rambling from me. Let's find out, is the vertical arm hype real? Let's cut out to the field and rip it around in 3, 2, 1. Rightio, out here in the field about to rip it around with the Skyline Rampage. I'm pretty excited because I really like the Talon with the vertical arm, so I can't wait to see, is this one going to be the same? So let's show you guys some HD footage, then we'll hand it over to Grumpy Trev, and we'll also hit it with Speed Gun Sally. Alright, let's do it. Alrighty, so on board, and the first thing I want to talk about as well, because look, I know there's been a bit of discussion lately about vertical arms, and I just want to tell you how they fly, because look, I don't have an engineering degree or a fluid dynamics degree or anything like that, and I'm definitely not going to be making up any bogus theories, so let's just jump right in, and I'm going to tell you how this thing flies. And straight off the bat, it flies great. Like, I really feel like, and we're going to be comparing this a lot to the Talon, but I love the way these two frames feel in the air. There's just something about when they're going through the air, they feel super duper easy to control. So for me and my type of flying that I do, like this sort of track flying, it just flies around like it's on rails. And I have no idea what those vertical arms are actually doing, but for me, I reckon it feels fantastic. It felt really responsive in the air. It felt great when I was sort of going into turns, and that's probably where I noticed it the most. With these vertical arm frames, when you get into a turn, when you put the power on, it just goes in that direction straight away, and it just cuts through the air. And probably the best way that I can describe it, it feels a little bit like flying, like, what are some of those ultralight quads, or, you know, one of the popular ones like Brain Drains. I think it's like the Skinny Boy, or whatever those super light quadcopters are, whatever those things are. It feels a bit like that, but a little bit more controllable because it's got the extra weight. So for me, when I'm flying around, it feels like this is sort of the best of both worlds. I love how it feels in the air. It feels really, really responsive, but it's still got that little bit of weight behind it that I think some of those really, really light quads are actually missing. Now, I know the comments are about to light up because they always get a bit heated when we talk about light quads and all that sort of stuff, but I like the weight of these ones, and for me, that's how I can get these quads around the track the quickest. It just feels a little bit easy to control, well, at least with my type of flying style anyway. Now, directly comparing it to the Talon, I didn't think it was actually feeling as quick. It definitely, you know, it still felt super responsive, and it was definitely an awesome quad, but it felt a little bit slower. So you might notice it when we're flying around here, things seem to be going just a little bit slower. I did like the Talon a little bit more, and it felt a little bit better in the air, but again, the Talon was a more expensive frame. Here's another little clip too. I think I got pretty lucky, and this is often why I know a lot of pilots disarm straight away, but for me, you know, this quad would have been stuck up there if I didn't keep it armed. Anyway, what we should do, let's hand it over to Grumpy Trev. Ooh, alrighty, that's why we don't disarm. I don't know. Alright, Trev, so what do you reckon of the Skyline Rampage on first impressions, before you fly it around?
Well, it looks pretty neat, well put together. Looks like it's going to be fast. Bit of plastic on there. Yeah, don't know if I like that, but yeah, it looks alright. We'll give it a go, see what happens. It looks a bit like the Talon. It looks strong, but we'll work that out.
Alright, let's do it. It is super windy.
It's windy as shit. It's responsive. Well, I like that already. It's probably a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. Pretty nippy. Oh yeah. Actually, I like this. It turns pretty good. Feels really light. No vibration. Oh look, you could do a lot worse than this thing. Look, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't feel as quick as the Talon. I love the way it turns. It is responsive. I like it. What's the price of this thing?
This one's a bit cheaper. I think this one's, I could be wrong. I'll link it in the description down below anyway, but I think it's about 80 bucks, where the Talon is 100 and something.
Oh, the frame.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'd be happy with either. Like, it's flying pretty well considering today it's as windy as buggery here. Can I say buggery? Oh,
no,
it's really...
Say buggery, that's much better.
Blowing it. Really blowing here today, and this is handling it really well. I better come in, the battery's flat. Handling the wind very well, surprisingly. Look, if you can fly, I'd recommend this one to anyone. If you're a confident flyer, this would be fine. Yeah, look, this frame looks strong, but Stu won't let me hit a tree with this today, so we can't test it just yet, but...
well, you can hit a tree, but just preferably not on purpose.
We certainly will obviously test the strength of this thing pretty well. Yeah, look, it was okay. Not a scratch.
That must be the first time you haven't crashed it on your review flight.
It is hard to talk while you're flying. You've got to try that, guys.
That's true.
I like to point out that Stu never talks when he's flying. He always does a voiceover.
Yeah.
He gives us the hard work of flying and talking.
All right, let's shift this focus back. So what do you reckon of the Skyline Rampage? What's your Grumpy Trev rating out of 10 for its value? Which is about 80 bucks.
Oh, 80 bucks.
I think.
Yeah, pretty good value. I'd give that an 8 for value.
Yep, and what about for performance? You know, in terms of a frame performance, what do you reckon that frame goes
like?
Well,
I did like it. I don't think it was quite as good as the other one, but probably an 8 as well.
Okay, so all around that's, I guess, just 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 all around, yeah.
No worries. Yep. Anyway, thanks very much, Trev. You're a freak. Ready to do this speed gun Sally? How fast do you think it's going to go? Miles per hour?
For today, I reckon we might knock a few off. I reckon it probably between 75 and 80.
Yeah, I'm going to say, yep, I reckon 75 is good.
Yeah.
All right, you got to pick a number though, because that's 75 or 80. Which one? Because I'll go whatever one you don't
77.
pick. All right, 7. Okay, I'm going 75. Whoever's closest wins.
Okay.
Deal?
Win the quad. Thanks.
You need this camera because you need to film.
I'll take this. I'll take this. 88. Wow. 94. Yeah, this is fast. 93. Want me to go down the other side? Okay, I'm moving. Okay, we've gone up upwind now because we had a tailwind before, so we're going to see how, that's the last reading, you can probably see there. We're going to go into the wind. We thought it was a bit of a unfair advantage. Yeah, ready. 77. 77! 79!
Alrighty, so there it is. There's my part 2 review of the Skyline Rampage. I do still need to put a prop on there, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And the question straight off the bat, people are going to be wanting to know, Stuart, this one or the Talon? And look, honestly, the Talon is the best quad that I have ever flown. I take that with me everywhere. It feels so good. I love flying around with the Talon. So actually, this thing, it's coming in second best. But does that mean that this is a bad quad? No, absolutely not. You know, you're comparing, you know, it's just not as good as the best quad that I've ever flown. So this is still a definite bad boy, and probably it's winning favor in this one over the Talon. It's significantly cheaper, so I think it's like 70 or 80 bucks versus maybe like the 120 or something like that that the Korea Talon is. Anyway, overall still an awesome quad. I felt really zippy and I love the way it cuts through the air. I'll link everything down below as well if you're interested, and if you want to check out that vertical arm style, I definitely think it's got something going for it. Anyway, hope that you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe for more FPV related content, and as always, happy flying. I was pretty impressed with the speed too, like when this thing was going in a straight line and we did it both ways. I think I wasn't expecting it to be quite so high, so you know, I definitely think there is something said for those vertical arms.